top5rapwebsite.com. You already know what's going on. Today, I'm going to talk real quick about the Joe Rogan situation. There's a lot of concentrated efforts, I guess, to cancel Joe Rogan right now. You know, from the way I've seen it, and I'll just start with a disclaimer, I do watch his podcast. So there's like a concerted effort in the media to cancel, I guess, Joe Rogan, get him out of his Spotify deal. Whenever there's like a concerted media effort like this about things, I get kind of weary and my antennas go up. Like, what's the real reason for this? So, if you've been following the Joe Rogan saga since COVID has started, they've basically been trying to get Joe Rogan out of here for providing alternative views on COVID and the vaccine. Basically, they don't want him deviating from what the media and I guess scientific consensus is on COVID. They don't want him providing alternative takes. So if you've been watching how this whole thing has been going down, they've been trying to get rid of this guy for like the past year and a half, I would say, at least from what I've seen, for providing alternative takes on COVID. The ivermectin stuff, when you got COVID, you know, there was a whole thing, and ivermectin, this and that. They've been trying to basically stamp him out from what I've seen, but it hasn't been working. The media could not cancel this guy as hard as they tried to with the ivermectin and the COVID stuff and the CNN stuff. They couldn't do it. So now they seem to be using black people as attack dogs. Like here are out of context clips of this guy saying the N-word or saying Arnold Schwarzenegger, and we're just clipping out everything else. It's just N-word, N-word, N-word. We're not showing you else but N-word. The media is like, get mad and attack him and cancel him, so that Spotify, I guess, can cut out his deal or whatever goal they're trying to get. They failed at it, been failing at it. Now they're using black people as like buck dancing idiots. Like, just attack him without knowing anything else. We're not going to provide you any context. He said the N-word, go. And then black people are going. It's like, we are so easily fooled and controlled, is the word, by media. Black people. Well, all Americans, really. I can't speak on the other countries. I'm in America. But black people, we be so easily controlled by the media. They can make us do anything they want if they just frame the situation a certain way, and then we go and do it. So now they have like all these clips. There's like a compilation of him saying the N-word, like, and I'm watching this, like, and it's just like hard R. So, you know, I don't know why he does this. I don't support that. But I'm still gonna watch his podcast. I still like the podcast. But, you know, I don't know why he said that. And a lot of everything was taken out of context. But for me, there's like really no context, like, to put that with. It's just something that turns me off. Like, I don't know. I don't want to hear anybody say N-word, hard R. Or just the N-word without the hard R. If you're not black. And even some black people, I don't want to hear you say that. But, you know, that's just me. I'm not the N-word police. I'm not going to walk around telling people, you can say this, you can say that, you can't say this, you can't say that. Unless you directing the language at me and you're calling me this, then that's when I'm going to correct you. But I'm not the N-word police, you feel me? But again, still, I have the ability to balance it out. Like, I'm not the police, but I don't know why he's saying it. But it's also out of context. Some of those N-words were like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, they just clipped out the Arnold Schwartz and just put at least two of those in that clip. 2 or 3 was when he said Arnold Schwarzenegger. The other ones were, I guess, him questioning the word but still saying it, which again, some people will be like, you shouldn't say it at all. Like, I'm not the police, you feel me? I don't like hearing it. All in all, it's a bunch of real quick hit them N-word, 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 like taken out of context. Some of them are really old, from like when his podcast, like 10 plus years ago, which still, I mean, you still said it, so I mean, own up to it. But my point is, none of them seem to be him calling someone like, you're the N-word, R. But I'm still gonna watch the podcast because the podcast is very informative on topics, and it's good to get. I don't agree with everything he says on this podcast or all the guests he has on, but it's good for me. I like getting different perspectives. So his podcast is definitely a different perspective from like the other media that I consume. So I say all that to say this, and I'll end it right here because this is going on kind of long. But Americans are very easily controlled by their media. We're very critical. It's funny because we're very critical of our government, but we fall for the same stuff every time. Like, we're very critical and, like, I guess aware of what's going on from a historical standpoint, but we don't see it taking place right in front of us. It's a little annoying and it's a little ironic. So I would say this. They're playing us like we're dumb. They couldn't cancel Joe Rogan themselves with the COVID stuff. So now they're trying to use black people. So, giving you no context, just giving you the N-bomb and go, attack him, go. Get him canceled from Spotify or whatever they're trying to do. If that don't work, they're probably gonna use the LGBT community next. Get him, attack him, he said this, he said just go. We gotta think for ourselves at some point, y'all. So yeah, I'm gonna still watch the podcast, because you watch Joe Rogan podcast, you know this is not a guy that's like just bashing people based on their ethnicity, based on their gender. So it's like, it's more an informative podcast than anything. And I like when you be talking about grizzly bears and all that type of stuff. Like, so that's just me though. Anyways, be sure to subscribe if you have not already. This is top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.